Just going to show you this cool little mixer that's sitting here on my kitchen counter right now. This is a Mackie CFX20 mixer. Hey everybody, it's Grady at Twin Creek Audio. Back in the studio today with a mixer, finally one I can fit in my lap. It's the Mackie CFX20. This is a 20 channel compact integrated live sound mixer. It says so right there. You see that? This thing is cool. It has a built-in stereographic EQ and a built-in crossover at 75 Hertz. You don't have to carry a rack mount crossover. You can just plug this into your subwoofer power amp and go. It's got phantom power, a lot of really cool features. So let me give you some close-ups of this board and I'll go over all the controls on this thing. Taking a closer look at the Mackie CFX20 mixer, 20 channel compact integrated live sound mixer. Says so right there. This does have phantom power. It has 16 mic inputs. All the mic channels have a line in and an insert. And then over here in the master section you've got a lot of different inputs and outputs, including a subwoofer out on an XLR jack with a 75 Hertz crossover. So that's pretty awesome. So let's look closer at each section of this little mixer. Each of the mic input channels has an XLR connection, a 1/4 inch balanced or unbalanced line-in connection, and an insert. On the back of the mixer there is a diagram showing how to use the insert as a direct out or as a standard insert. I'll show you those too. Each of the channels next to the mic gain, line gain, trim control, you've got a 0 level LED that lights as the level approaches 0. And then of course the low cut 100 Hertz high pass filter switch. Here are the diagrams on the back of the mixer showing you about the insert jacks. Here on the left you've got how to use it as a direct out with a mono plug, insert all the way to the second click, and on the right is how to use it out to effects device, tip, and ring return from effects. You've got a standard power connection, an on-off switch because this thing has a built-in internal power supply, which is really nice, not having to keep up with an external power supply for this. Now look at the channel strips on this CFX20 starting from the top. We've got the trim control, which is either the mic or the line gain. It does have a U for unity gain there. It has a low cut switch that's at 100 Hertz. Then it's got 2 auxiliary sends that are pre or post fader switchable, and those are intended for monitor mixes. Then you got 2 EFX sends, number 1 and 2. Those are always post fader, and those are for your effects like the built-in effects over in the master section. Then you got 3-band EQ. Starting from the top you've got a high shelf from at 12K, 15 dB worth of cutter boost. Then you've got a variable mid-range frequency from 100 Hertz to 8 kilohertz, and it again has a separate cutter boost for the frequency that you select there. Then you've got a low shelf at 80 Hertz. Then the pan control, and each of the channels has a mute switch and an assign switch to go to either of the 2 pairs of subgroups. So if you press this and you pan that channel to the left, you would be going to subgroup number 1 by itself, to the right subgroup number 2 by itself, and you could assign 2 things or 3 and then pan these in stereo across a pair of subgroups. At the bottom of each channel strip you've got the solo PFL switch. PFL of course is pre-fader listen, and that works in combination with Mackie's famous Rude Solo light, which I'll show you in the master section. That light's so you can see that you have something soloed. This board doesn't have an individual solo light on each of the channels. So in the master section of the mixer you've got master sends for aux 1 and 2, and then you've got the FX1 send here. FX2 send is here in the digital stereo effects processor area, EMAC custom 32-bit precision. The returns from this processor to main mix and to the two 1 and 2 aux sends. Then the type of effect you want, your effect parameters, including a wide switch and then a bypass button. Then over here you've got your global phantom power, you've got the level for your EFX return number 1, the tape level for the tape input up there in the patch section of the master. Break switch mutes all the channels, the headphone level, and then the utility out level, which is a unique feature that gives you an extra set of stereo outputs in the master section to send to another amp or another system, whatever you want to send that to. And last but not least, in the master section, you've got the 4 subgroup faders. Each of these have a left and right assign switches to assign the subgroups to the main mix over here. So it's pretty simple but flexible, and it also has the famous Mackie Rude solo light, so if you solo any of the channels, you have that really bright light so that you don't forget that you soloed something. In the master section, you've got your stereo effects returns 1 and 2 here. Effects send 1 and 2 are here. These are all on 1/4-inch connections. Then you've got the 1/4-inch inputs for the stereo channels 17, 18, 19, and 20 are also here, but they're actually part of the channels below them, not really part of the master section. Then up here is tape input and output on RCA jacks, the main insert, the main outputs on 1/4-inch connections, then the main outputs on XLR connections, then that utility out that I showed you the knob for, that's just an extra send so you can send the mix from this mixer to another amp or, you know, a recorder, even though you can use the tape output for that too. So you've got a lot of options there. Your aux sends 1 and 2, and then your submaster 1 through 4 outputs are here. And then you've got this XLR, which is a subwoofer output with a 75 Hertz crossover already built into the board. Then a headphone output and the foot switch jack for the effects processor. And then you got a lamp for a little gooseneck lamp. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. The little CFX20 is a great little mixer with a really nice feature set. I think it's really cool. I think I'll definitely get a lot of use out of this. It can be used for a lot of things. I mean, I got 16 preamps here with inserts, and this thing is more portable than some of the other stuff that I have, so it's a great little mixer, and I hope you enjoyed getting to see some details about this thing. I also hope you have an excellent day, night, weekend, weekday, hour, minute, second, nanosecond, whatever it is you're having. Have a good one. And please don't forget to like and subscribe. I gotta get this mixer off my lap. It's kind of heavy. It's not that heavy, but it's kind of heavy.